Hi, Dr. Rob from Westside Family Chiropractic in Peterborough. In today's video, we're going to talk about the number one thing you should never, ever do when you first wake up in the morning. If you do this one thing, you are causing more harm than good to your low back. Now, this is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, and the reason being, there's still health practitioners out there telling people to do this one thing. And in my opinion, if you're being told to do this one thing, then that person is not qualified to help you manage your low back pain. And the one thing that you should never do when you first wake up in the morning is you should never do back stretches before you get out of bed. Now, it's not the stretches that I have a problem with, it's the timing of when you're doing these stretches that I have a problem with, and here's why. Now, for you to understand why you shouldn't do these exercises in the morning, I need to give you a crash course in disc anatomy here. So what we're looking at is a cross section right through the disc. There's two parts to the disc. There's an inner jelly surrounded by outer fibrous rings. As we go through life, we develop little micro tears in these outer rings, the majority of which happen in the back part of the disc there. Now, if these micro tears are allowed to get bigger and bigger, that inner jelly will start pushing outward on those outer rings, and that creates a disc bulge. Over time, if those tears get big enough, the rings will actually rupture, the inner jelly pushes outside of the disc, and that's referred to as a disc herniation. Now, how does this relate to you and your exercises in the morning? As we sleep at night in a non-weight bearing position, the inner jelly absorbs water. As that inner jelly absorbs water, the pressures increase inside of that disc there. So when you wake up in the morning, there's increased pressure inside of the disc. Your discs are actually a little bit swollen. This is a normal process. Now, the exercises that most people are told to do when they wake up in the morning is bring one leg up at a time, then bring both legs up, flattening your back out. When you flatten your back out, we're actually pushing down into those already damaged areas of the disc, creating more problems, and as I said, you're actually creating more harm than good when you do this. Now, the good news is, after about the first hour of being upright in a weight-bearing position with gravity coming down, the discs go back to about 90% of their normal pressures inside. For that reason, I tell all my patients, don't do any exercises, don't do any strenuous work for that first hour that you're awake. Now, knowing what we know about disc pressures, here's some of the common mistakes other than doing exercises right away that I see a lot of my patients making. They get up in the morning, they're bending forward to put on their socks or their slippers. They're sitting on the toilet in a slouched, bent over posture. They're getting out of the shower and they're bending forward to dry their feet and their legs. They're getting up in the morning and doing workouts right away. Now, walking, some treadmill work, that's okay as long as we keep a good upright posture, but you don't want to be doing any strenuous workouts within that first hour that you're waking up. The other common thing that I see people doing is if they have a weekend project, they want to get up, get out there and get at it. Make sure you're giving yourself that hour to allow those disc pressures to normalize there. So I hope you found this information helpful. In the meantime, I'm Dr. Rob. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.